Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is Friday morning, and it is time for your Leeds versus Brentford pre-match chat. Look, I'm bouncing. I'm confident. I am really confident ahead of this fixture. It's mad how quick things change in football. You know, we were talking after Brighton how poor that performance was. We play well against Palace. We get a last-minute penalty. We win the game, and everyone's bouncing. And then we see the press conference today, and as predicted by yours truly, Bamford and Ayling are both available for this tie, which is absolutely huge. Pascal Strout's going to be fine also. We only have one long-term absentee, and that is Robin Koch. We are back to full strength. And that's the first time this season you could really say that, to be honest. Maybe the Manchester United game, and we know how well that went. But since then, it's been up and down, especially with players coming back, then not featuring, and you know, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy season so far. But that win against Palace has put us in a nice position. And we now have Brentford at the weekend, who themselves started the season fantastically well. First 6 games came firing out of the blocks. However, things have started to take a little bit of a downward spiral for them. Do I think they'll be safe? Yes, I think they'll be totally fine. But this doing a Leeds moniker that was aimed at them at the start of the seasons quickly faded. And you know, they'll be in the scrap. I'm not saying Leeds United are out of the woods yet, not by a long stretch, because if you lose this weekend, then you're back in there. But I am really confident ahead of this fixture. And I'll tell you the reasons as to why. Obviously, as I've already mentioned, Patrick Bamford and Luke Ayling being back is huge. Even if they don't start, they're still available. They still may feature. They could even start. Maybe, you know, the lineup-wise, you know, Brentford are going to line up with a 3-5-2, so we'll go with that 3-3-1-3. You know, we'll have 3 centre-backs to cope with them, you know, strike partnership of Tony, and I think it'll be Mbeumo. You know, so, and there's going to be options. So what that might mean is that, you know, although Tyler did great last time out, will Bamford start, you know, with Rafinha and James either side of him? I hope so. Could Luke Ayling start? We've seen shades of Dallas doing a little bit of Luke Ayling against Palace, you know, overlapping on that right-hand side. How good would it be to see Luke Ayling back in this side? I do think it might be too soon for them. But, you know, just having them there available is going to be huge. But let's talk a little bit more about Brentford. Obviously, not in a great run of form, although they did get a 1-0 victory over Everton on the weekend. But Everton are really, really poor currently. They were beaten by Spurs 2-0 just last night. And that's another positive Leeds have to take. You have to take these increment gains. We played Tuesday, they played Thursday. We've had 2 days more preparation than Brentford. And then, of course, they have to travel up to Ellen Road for the Sunday fixture at 2 o'clock. So that's a massive plus as well. That gives us more time to work with players that are back, like Bamford, like Ayling, you know. So that's huge for us. And they have some big losses, to be fair. You know, the new signing at centre-back, Ayar, he's not fit. David Raya, who's been exceptional for them this season. He was even in my FPL team for a short period. He's out. So they're both massive misses. And the new goalkeeper, I think it's Fernandez, hasn't been great. We know as Leeds United fans, I think we're well aware that, you know, our substitute keeper isn't pulling up any trees currently. And if something was to happen to Ilya Melier, you would be really, really concerned. So they're in that sort of situation. And there's a massive reliance on of course, Ivan Toney and Mbeumo for me. They have switched the way they play, you know, from the Brentford where we're normally used to seeing, as I say, they play with 3 centre-backs. You know, there's a heavy reliance sometimes on Toney and getting it up long and hitting Toney and him then bringing the wing-backs into play, you know, Sergi Canos, who has, you know, Leeds fans don't like very much, Rico Henry. You know, and bringing them into play off Toney, you know. So we may find during this game that I think I can't stress the importance enough, and I seem to say this all the time, but game state's a massive thing in this. You know, I picked that up there from All Stats, aren't we? But game state is a massive thing because if Brentford were to go in front, they are defensively very sound. you know, because their midfield three of Onyeka, Yanal, and Norgard are not very adventurous. Like, you're not, when we're talking about a midfield three, we're not talking like a 10 and then two sets. They do like to keep the banks, if you like. They are pretty rigid, and then that three centre backs and that three-man midfield don't really tend to break out of that. You know, I think with Brentford this season, it's been very much defend first. You know, stay tight at the back and see what we can get on the counter, or by hitting balls long up to Tony and then bringing others into play, which isn't normally what we're used to seeing at Brentford. You know, who can forget that BMW strike force, for example, in the Championship? They were lethal at times, but it has changed quite a lot, really, for what we used to. But I can't stress the importance of that first goal, because if they do get it, they will be defensively sound and it will be hard for us to break them down. What I don't want to see is you know, us getting it out to the wing and lofting balls in. You know, that's not what I want to see, because the likes of Janssen and Pinnock will just eat that up. You know, they will just eat that up. But look, Brentford are good away from home. They have been, anyway, this season. They have a pretty solid Premier League away record. 5 unbeaten games from 7, winning 2 of them and drawing 3, which is a decent record. However, their most recent away games, they have conceded 2+ goals in the last 3, drawing 1 of them and losing 2. I think a draw came against Liverpool, and obviously they lost to Spurs most recently. So that has seemed to have changed a little bit, and maybe that, you know, surprise package, new side, kind of bounce you get sometimes when you come in the Premier League has definitely waned, and they do seem to be shipping goals at the minute. But know that this is going to be a tough game, a very tough game. I am confident, and I do think Leeds United can get a result. And look, we'll be looking to keep 3 straight clean sheets in the Premier League for the first time since 2002. You know, first time since 2002 we've had 3 clean sheets on the bounce, which, when you consider the form that we're in, you wouldn't think that. Maybe we've been looking at this. I mean, it has been tough. Come on, your eyes don't lie to you. But has it really been that bad? It's mad how one win can suddenly change your attitude. And that's why I'm so confident again. I can't wait to be back in Ellen Road at the weekend. And look, Leeds are undefeated in their last 5 home matches against Brentford in all competitions as well. So that reads for good reading. You know, it reads for very good reading. Leeds United are back to full strength. I expect us to go with 3 at the back to match up with the Mbeumo-Tony partnership. So that back 3 for me will look like Llorente. I think Calvin will fit in the centre of the back 3, and I think it'll be Liam Cooper. That may not be the case. You might see Strauch in there, but I think we'll go with KP, Cooper and Llorente. The mid, you know, just in front of them, the 3-3-1-3. As I say, the wing backs for me will be Junior Firpo, who, you know, we have to give the lad time, and we have to say after Crystal Palace, that initial 5 minutes, he improved. I think at right wing back, you will see Dallas, who may, you know, come into midfield at times, and Adam Forshaw alongside them. In the 1, you know, in the high 8, if you like, I think it'll be Rodrigo, Rafinha off the right, Dan James from the left, and Tyler Roberts up top. It may be too soon for Bamford. However, I would prefer to see Bamford there. He played 90 minutes for the under-23s last week. You know, neither him or Raylin are featuring for the under-23s this week. That means they're getting ready for first-team action. So if Bamford's fit, get him in there. I know Tyler Roberts played well, and I think Bielsa will keep, you know, him in the side to show him some gratitude. You know, we know he's loyal. You played well. You're going to start. If it's not working out, it will change. But I would prefer to see Bamford. And I think Dallas did a great job against Arhan, deserves his place in the side. You can't be taking Stuart Dallas out currently, but know that Luke Ayling's going to be ready to go when needed. Look, I'm confident for this game. I think we score a goal in either half. I think we win the game 2-0. You know, I think we'll have too much for Brentford. They seem to be on a downward spiral, and I feel that Leeds United are on an upward trajectory. Look, players to look out for, obviously, for Brentford is, of course, Ivan Toney and Brian Mbeumo. Shout out for Frank Onyeka as well. I actually had his special card on FIFA, but he's been a decent signing coming in from FC Midgetland. I just wanted to get Midgetland in there because I know you guys grief me for that. Just looking at that Brentford lineup, as I say, it's going to be a 3-5-2, if you like. I think it'll be good. On the right of the back 3, he's coming in there for the the injured. Janssen in the centre, Ethan Pinnock from the left, Sergi Canos right wing back, Rico Henry left wing back, a midfield three of Norgard, Ginalton, Onyeka, and then I think Tony and Mbuemo will start up top for them. But listen, I am confident ahead of this fixture. As I keep saying, I'm probably repeating myself, but it's going to be 2-0 Leeds United, and we're going to climb up that table, and hopefully we'll see Patrick Bamford and Luke Ayling involved at some point, maybe even from the start. Let me know if you would like to see that. But as always, guys, thank you for watching the Just Joe Football Show, and this has been your Brentford preview. Before you do leave, please smash a like on the stream, comment, hit the notification bell, and please do subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back tonight for the Premier League preview live at 9 o'clock. I will see you all then. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.